can double click, and then it widens your cell. Okay, so now the hardest part is putting the formula in here. And we know that MC delta T of water, so MC and then delta T our change, equals MC delta T of the metal. So let's see if we can write out that calculation. We're going to do it on the whiteboard here. We're going to write it out. So are you guys getting the whiteboard, whoever's taking? Can you kind of go to this board?
No, my phone dead.
His phone died, I think.
Your phone dead?
Yeah.
It deaded?
Dead. This
Oh.
Lucy has the second half.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still
So
have just my phone's dead.
we know that M of water, so I'm just going to use H2O, times C of water, times delta T of water equals M of my metal, I'm just going to use M, C of my metal times delta T of my metal. Which one of these values am I trying to find? So I'm trying to find C of metal. So basically, I need my equation to find C of metal, which is going to equal the mass of water times the C of water times my delta T of water over mass of the metal times delta T of the metal. Okay, everyone agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a little bit more to it as well, because this delta T of water is really, and we also know, I forgot my negative sign here, but this delta T of water is what? Is it final minus initial, initial minus final? What is it? Okay, so it's T final minus T initial down here, and the same thing for this one. T final minus T initial. The reason why this becomes so hard in Excel is you have to make sure you include enough parentheses to take care of everything. So now I'm going to start over here. I'm going to go back to this sheet over here. So you might want to make sure this board is up. We have equals. Now, what goes on the top? We're multiplying. So I'm going to want to start a parenthesis for the top. We're going to multiply what three things? So I'm just going to click on this cell. And then I'm going to say times. And I'm going to click on the C cell. Now I have to include another set of parentheses. And inside this set of parentheses, oops, I did that too quickly. Inside this set of parentheses, I'm going to say what? I'm going to go TF minus TI. So I just click on that. And you should see that the colors are all corresponding. So that should take care of my top, making sure I have parentheses for that subtraction part, and make sure I have parentheses to block off that entire part. I might also want to write, I forgot my multiplication sign here. So now it looks like it's pretty much ready to go. Now I'm going to say divided by. Okay, I'm going to put this in parentheses as well. So my bottom part goes in parentheses. And when I type this in, I'm going to say T final, or I'm sorry, I'm going to start with I'm going to say negative, and then my mass. So that is this mass. Then I'm going to say times, and in my second set of parentheses, I'm going to put that will sometimes come up, I'm going to put my T final, which is the block they're not letting me get to. So sometimes this will happen, they won't let you get to the block you want. So I'm just going to say this value, this happens at times. It gets a little frustrating, but just kind of look at what you're doing. I'm just going to say T I'm gonna hit enter. I can enter this in. I know it's gonna be H2, right? So I'm just gonna say H2 minus G2. Does that work?
Yeah.
And then I'm getting 1.33. Yep.
Exactly why do you have a negative mass?
Because remember the temperature of the water is going up, but the temperature of the metal is going down. So the negative is not really with the mass, it's just with the whole side of the equation.
Okay.
I just put it with the mass because it was first. You really could put that negative sign anywhere. Now, so that means that they got their first value as 1.33. Now, here's the nice part. I've done this once. I can hit Control C and go all the way down and then Control V. And there are, so I have to do it one time and then the computer does the rest for me. Now, next thing, if I want to calculate an average, Excel already has the average function in there, so I just type equals AVE RAGE, and you see that comes up, parentheses, and I select what I want to take the average of, and close my parentheses, and that's done.
Nice.
You can do the same thing with standard deviation. One of the things is you kind of have to know the codes, like I know that it's STDEV. And I think that's all I need. Yep. And again, I grab these numbers and I get my standard deviation. Now, I'm also going to find the average of my percent error. So what I could do here is I just say Control C, Control V, and once I get these numbers, I'll have an average here.
What does that mean?
She's confused.
That means that right now it's confused because I don't have numbers in here.
Oh.
So it's saying that I can't divide by 0.
Got it.
Okay, now, next part, we need to find our percent error. This is where, before you can do this, you have to come up and confirm your metal with me or make a guess. Now, you can't change it once you confirm with me, but I will tell you what metal you have after you've confirmed it with me. So, yep.
Does that mean whatever metal you think it is, you have to stay with that, even if you get the right answer from you?
No, when we go to the percent error, I want you to use the metal that you have.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't remember what particular metal this one was, but I know that their percent error was relatively high. I'm going to say it's the aluminum metal, even though it's not. So if it was the aluminum, right, I would say we know that our formula for percent error is the absolute value of the, what is the formula? It's on your sheets. The actual minus theoretical over the theoretical value. Now it doesn't matter what order you put these in, but you can do the absolute value. Excel will do that for you. And we'll just say my theoretical, if I'm using aluminum, I'm going to say is 0.9 minus my C of metal all over 0.9. So I need to again put in a formula in Excel. So we're back to our Excel sheet, and we can say up here, I'm going to use my equal sign again. I'm going to say ABS. And just to make sure, you guys see how it tells you what this is? Returns the absolute value of a number without a sign. So I'm going to put it in parentheses. I'm going to do 0.9, because I'm assuming it's aluminum, even though it might not be, minus I2. And then I'm going to divide that whole thing by 0.9. Right? Because that's what we set up on the board. And I get a 48% error. Now, I can come down. Now, you might need to multiply by 100, but I already have something done in here. look at what you can do. Rather than multiplying by 100 like we do, you could just go up here to the numbers and have it come out as a percent. Then you don't have to do the multiply by 100. Or you could put that in the formula, but it's kind of nice because it will give you the percent sign. Question?
Where did that 12 come from?
The 12.
Yeah, you said 0.9 minus 12 over 12.
I2.
Oh, I2. Yes, it's
I2?
I2. Thank you.
Oh,
I2.
oh, okay.
And then this one's going to automatically say I3.
Okay.
Okay? So Excel does have a couple little tricks. Like if you want to hold a cell constant, there is a way to do that. I can show that to you if you really want to know. But those are this is what we need to do to make this table is basically what I've gone through. Any questions? Okay, we're good with that video. Do you want to just post it?